Huge news for Tech fans on this noon game slate here. Miami freaking goes down to SMU, dude. That's their second conference loss this year. Miami out of the conference race for the ACC. As embarrassing as that freaking is, I mean, they had everything to play for. They still had, a good chance to get into the conference. I said, woo! Oh my God! Florida just scores. Hey, look at this. Florida, boom! Just scores a touchdown on Georgia, by the way, as I was recording this video. So let's go Gators. How about that? Yeah, Miami. Embarrassing freaking loss to SMU, dude. You had everything to play for. Miami, Mario Cristobal is a freaking terrorist, dude. They looked unstoppable at the beginning of this year. And now they're not even in the conference championship race, and in all likelihood, not in the playoff race either. The playoff race is going to be a ton of one-loss teams this year. It's going to be a tight race, and Miami just played themselves out of it. They were supposed to win out. I had them winning out. I thought they would. And if they won out, there was a very good chance of them getting into the playoffs. So they absolutely had, conference hopes and whatever else to play for today. And they shit the bed still against SMU, a team that lost to Wake Forest last week, which everybody's telling me Wake Forest was so freaking bad. And that was a terrible, embarrassing win against Wake Forest or Georgia Tech. Well, all Wake Forest does is go out and prove people wrong. Wake Forest is a scrappy, good team, but that's neither here nor there. They took care of Wake Forest. Wake Forest turned the ball over 5 times last week and still beat Miami. That's the type of team that Miami's losing to today, and freaking just crush their playoff hopes in all likelihood, and then their conference championship hopes. And that is huge news for Georgia Tech. That leaves at the end of the year. Now, okay, we're going to have to be looking out for SMU, because SMU, I kind of never considered them as a real contender for the ACC, because going into conference play, they already had 2 conference losses, which kind of tells you they're not really that good. They do have the loss to Wake Forest, so, it's not like – I don't think SMU is going to run the table. They still have to play Louisville and Duke. So I'm not necessarily like raising alarm bells for SMU to be in the conference championship race at the end of the year either. They still have some tough games left. So what we're really looking at here is us, Georgia Tech, Virginia, and Louisville. And don't look now. Virginia Tech up 16-7 on Louisville. Will that last? I'm not so sure. I think Louisville struggled with Boston College or whatever a week ago and wound up coming back. That would be crazy though, if Louisville were to actually lose to Virginia Tech, who appears to be on a bit of a roll there in Plattsburgh. They beat Cal last week at home, and now they're up 16-7 on Louisville at home. So, hey, go Hokies, baby! Look. If the Hokies win here, we could drop a game and it wouldn't matter. The only two teams that would be in the conference race, so long as SMU doesn't win out, would be us and Virginia. We would be able to afford to drop a game. So some very, I'm going to go ahead and say I don't expect Louisville to actually lose today. They're good. But Louisville does play, SMU. We're looking at a situation where Tech is in a very favorable spot, thanks to Miami. And now, what I'm looking at, in my opinion, since I don't consider SMU to be that scary of a team to compete for the conference championship, I'm looking at it's us, Virginia, and Louisville in the conference race from now on. So I'm going to be watching these teams with great interest, and it's possible that Louisville could drop this game or the SMU game. So, thanks, Miami. To be honest, I'm a little sad because of all the teams, I would have loved to get Miami in the title game. We totally would have beat them. We would have got to beat Carson Beck, but they dodge us. Man, they dodged Georgia Tech. They freaking finally got away from their yearly, loss to us. And they still find a way to choke and lose the championship. It's a Mario thing. So anyway, just wanted to jump on here, talk about the ripple effects of this in the conference championship race. And the path is opening up for Georgia Tech to maybe even be able to take a loss. I don't know. So we'll see. Anyway, go Jackets, and I will see y'all next time.